Hello, my friends. John LaRuffa here with another straight up solo. And in this episode, we're going to take a look at Forest Shuffle, but we're going to take a look at it using the solo mode from the small expansion that just came out. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, folks, and as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done this already. And if you have, I really do appreciate the support. Thank you very much. So the way this game is working, I'm about a little bit less than halfway through. You are basically in the solo, the official solo mode. You're going to choose one of these 12 challenges. I chose the Ornithologist challenge right now. And depending on which expansions you're playing with, just base game or the base game plus the Alpine or the Alpine and Edge of the forest, edge of the woods, something like that. They may change the conditions. In this case, the conditions are all the same. And then you decide how much you want to try to score for the challenge. The bronze challenge, you have to get 200 points. The silver, you have to get 275 or 300. The gold, you have to get 350 or 400, depending on the expansions you're playing with. So that is what you're going to be hemmed in. And in this one, it says you have to have at least one or more birds on every tree you have. And I like this type of challenge versus the other ones that you have to have X amount of cards because sometimes when you set this up, you're going to discard a certain amount of cards from the total. This kind of challenge makes it so that you are in control of your expandability, and so you wouldn't necessarily build trees if you didn't think you had birds to put in there so that you don't necessarily automatically fail. But if you had the other one, like the first one I did was the bat one, if you don't get enough birds or bats, and I did, but if they happen to be discarded and put out of the game, then you don't even get the opportunity to actually win. But regardless of that, the way this expansion works and the way the game works solo is really simple. You play the exact game you would normally do. And on your turn, that means you either play a card into your forest, paying the cost. Cost is written in the upper left here. And when you play the card, you might get some kind of additional bonus or effect, I should say. Like, for instance, this one's an effect. You draw a card when you play this card. This one is a bonus. If you pay for this one with this color, you'd be able to draw a card. And then these cards go in specific places. Like if I wanted to put this bullfinch someplace, I don't think I could put it anywhere because I don't have a slot that's open. But it would go, tuck under a tree like this. And then the bottom doesn't matter. And if you want to put the bottom someplace, you tuck it below a tree, and then the top doesn't matter. So there are multi-use cards there, and there's also ones that go sideways, as you can see here. And it's really pretty simple. If you don't want to play a card, you draw two cards, either from the top of the deck or from the forest line itself. And so, for instance, on my turn here, let's say I really want to play this card. I want to get this fourth one of these beech trees, so that way they're all worth 5. I play the card, and then I have to discard something. So I'm going to discard this. Now, I played the beech, so I get to draw one, but also, whenever you plant a tree, you also add one to the center draw area. All right, my turn's over. Now we flip this over, see what he's going to do. He's going to discard this card, and he's going to discard the one top deck. Very simple. And the other thing that happens is if there's ever more than 10 or more cards in this area, they all get shuffled off. And his cards can do all sorts of usual things, but they all have to do, I shouldn't say all sorts, it's really like 3 things. They usually have to do with discarding the top of the deck and some of the cards in the middle, discarding cards in the middle, or adding cards in the middle. That's it. And so it's a beat your own score with the condition that you have to deal with whatever it's saying there to even qualify. So I'll show you a couple of turns here and then let you know what I think. So here, like for instance, I just planted this tree. So I need to make sure that I put a bird in it. But I also want to plant this sycamore tree because this sycamore would give me 1 point per tree that's out there. Again, I have to get to 200 points, so I need to focus on my point engine, not just doing the condition. And so I could maybe do that by, discarding this one, for instance. So what I could do is I could play this bird there, and then to discard, I'll discard this card to the center. That'll pay for the bird. Okay, my turn's over. Now we see what he's going to do. He wants to discard up to 4 cards from the center. A little low on cards here, so I'll draw the top off the deck for me. See where we are, more trees. What's he going to do? He would discard from the center. Now I think I'm going to play the sycamore. Let's put it over here. We're getting a little wide. And it costs 2 cards, so I put these 2 out. But when I play, I don't get to draw a card here. But I do add 1 to the center. Lots of trees coming out. What's he going to do? He's going to add 3 to the right side. 1, 2, 3. All right, perfect. Look, I got a bird that I need. And I also need to start thinking about how I'm going to fill some of these bottom ones in. This one's not bad, this turtle. Let's take him too. Slide that down. See what he's going to do. He's going to discard this and take the top one off the deck. So as you can see, it's really a quick playing game. Now at the end of the game, when you score, they give you the score pad here. You can do one of 2 things. You can use the app where you take like a picture of each of these trees and it adds it up. I find that that's fine. I don't mind scoring it though. What you'll do for the scoring is you'll score each tree, how much your category trees are worth. You'll score your tops and bottoms. You'll score your lefts and rights. And then you'll score for every tree that's in your, or every card that's in your cave, which there's some things that put them there. You get 1 point. And if you got over 200, then you win that bronze challenge. And if you, or like I could say 200 or more, you'd win. If you don't, you lose. Pretty simple. And there's a lot of variety of the way the cards score, like you'd expect. Some cards score just 5 points if it's on this beach, or 3 points per type of card that's in your forest that matches that icon, or 2 types for the little bug icon. Maybe it says it scores 10 if there's at least 1 roe deer. Maybe this one gives you 3 points for every type of card that looks like that. So there's a lot of usual kind of set collection scoring things going on. If you have this many, that's 1 point. If you have this many, it's 3 points, etc. So you got all that stuff in here. And I kind of like that. I like the fact of how fast it plays. So let me go ahead and tell you what I think about it, and we'll get moving. One thing I didn't clarify is how the game actually ends. There is a winter card shuffled into the last 10 cards of the deck. And as soon as that winter card is revealed, basically the game ends immediately. So there is a little bit of uncertainty about when it's going to end. And you got to think about that as you kind of come to the back of the game, or the final of the game, and decide, am I going to get any more turns? Am I, how much should I push this thing that I'm trying to do? So anyway, what do I think about it? This is a great light game. It really is. And this is fine. A really fun way to do beat your own score for me. And the reason that is because it's so fast and it plays so quickly that I love these kinds of games as beat your own score. I know a lot of people have recommended already, just from the unboxing video, the Automa, and I'll check that out. But I don't mind at all beat your own score with a condition like this. And that's the biggest difference. So if I was just playing this game to get the highest score, that would not resonate with me whatsoever. Because I need something else as a conditional thing. Something else that provides a little tension. And the tension here is, in this scenario, I shouldn't be building, or I shouldn't be playing forest cards for trees, unless I have a bird to put on there. Because otherwise they'll just lose. And I love that. I need that kind of thing when it comes to a little game, like any kind of game like this. It can't just be a get the highest score thing. That does not excite me. But the fact that there is 12 different solo challenges, and I know there's more online too that you can do, is the kind of condition I'm looking for. And that you've got a gold, silver, and bronze is also pretty cool. And you have these little divider cards that you can kind of save your, put the challenge behind a gold card, or the silver card if you get the silver. So you kind of basically know what you've already accomplished instead of having to write that down someplace, which is not a big deal. It's just a nice little touch. I like that. So ultimately, I'd say this is a very enjoyable game if you're looking for a light, really, it's just like a tableau builder kind of card game with set collection and other ways to score. And you have to buy, well, I don't know, maybe you don't have to buy, but for a very reasonable price, the solo expansion was like $12 MSRP or something. You get that little deck of cards and some other things that will help the experience just be hemmed in. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for this. No, this isn't going to blow anybody away with something brand new, but this is a game I love to have in my collection, and they stay in my collection for a while because, or maybe even in perpetuity, because I can also easily teach this to people on the off chance that people want to play a game. It's very easy to say, you either take 2 cards or you play a card. That's it. And the other, the how you score is all well described on the card, which I also appreciate. I'll say this. They did put more of a narrative on here as far as how these cards score, which is good because you can hand this to somebody and they can kind of read it and say, oh, okay. But what I've found is that so far, the cards, the writing on the cards is explanatory enough that I don't even have to worry about looking at those. And that's the other thing. Take away the barriers on a light game for me, please. Take them away. Don't make it very difficult. I don't want to be having to sort through stuff like I would in a heavy game to try to figure out how it all works, because that's not the type of game this is. So I really think it hits the mark for me. I've been looking forward to trying this for a long time, and because it didn't have a solo, I wasn't able to. And I always am a little nervous about solos that people put online. Not that they're bad, but that they're just not necessarily fully tested or balanced, or I have to do something to kind of like modify them. And I've used those in the past. And again, I'm not trying to bash on it. I just, once I saw the expansion for the solo come out, I'm like, this is the time. I'm going to pull the trigger. All right, so there you have it. Just in general, if you like what you saw, you're going to like this game. If you want more, you're not going to like this game. That's all there is to it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Whatever you do in the future, I really hope you have a fantastic time doing it. Take it easy.